Okay, so this morning in class, a student asked me, how can I make a canoe? And of course, I usually say, SketchUp's kind of an architectural program. It's kind of hard to do that. And it's like, let me just try it. So I got to show you what I came up with. It's very, very cool. I am going to share my screen and we're going to go to the web because I'm working on SketchUp Online. So here's what I've got. I want to just kind of walk you through this process. It's complicated, so it's not for the faint of heart, but I think you'll get a kick out of it. So I just started with my arc tool to draw these shapes, right? I just kind of set up and said I'm going to draw an arc from here to here, and then go like that, and then belly that guy out a little bit, clone that guy, bring it to the back, finish that off. And then what I did, once you got that kind of made and made into a shape like this, you can do this cool thing where you say, I'm going to clone that, move tool, and tap your option key to make another one, and move it over to the side. Now, if I grab my scale tool, watch this, this is so cool. If I grab my scale tool and just click on this edge and start grabbing, hello scale tool, grab that guy and get the scale tool, thank you, there we are. If I grab that and pull it backwards, notice how it flips on itself and it says at the bottom, scale 100%. So what I've effectively done is just move that to the other side. I've cloned it and made another one out of it. I've also grouped it with the other thing. Occasionally you're going to have to go in here and group things so that they don't stick to each other. Occasionally you're going to have to hide things. So just so you know, hiding looks like, I'm just going to, actually I'll just grab that. Let me just grab that. Whoop. What the schmutz? Here we are. That one. That's where I want to be. So undo that. Oh, you're not working properly like I see. That's what you're trying to say. So if I don't want to see that in here, I can control click, hide it, and that will work there. And then when I get done with everything, I come back over to, I think it's display. Here we go, unhide all, and everybody comes back. So you can hide things, you can group things to prevent them from sticking. So you clone those two guys, put them together. I should have also talked about that. Sorry, I'm just going to move this a little bit out of the way so I don't stick. I'm staying on the red axis. Very important to stay on the red axis when you move things. So I'm option clicking, drag this over here, scale tool, flip this inside out, 1.0%, 100%. Move that back over here. I'm going to grab, when I grab this, instead of moving it, don't just grab the middle, don't just grab an end point right there. When I pull that end point over, it will snap to the other end point and make one objet of that whole thing. Now I can grab that center line and throw it away, and now I've got one closed path that's the shape that I want it to be. So a couple of things that might be helpful in there. Okay, then of course, once you get that closed shape, you can use your push-pull tool down there and make something out of it. Now it gets a little bit stupid. Here's what we're going to do next. We're going to grab that curve right there. This is grouped, as you can see. I'm going to explode that. Control click, explode me. You do your own sound effects. I'm going to grab this curve and I'm going to grab this curve. Not the face, just the curves. Just the curves. Thank you. Not the face. And then I'm going to get my move tool and hit option, and look at this. I can pull those two curves out, clone them, and again on the red axis to pull them over and get them over to the side. Then what I did was I took my arc tool and I moved this guy. First of all, the reason this is grouped, I'm going to go underneath the boats. Underneath, here we go. There we go, that's where I want to be. So what I want to do with this is I want to make the top edge of the canoe, that's the top edge, this one here. The bottom edge of the canoe, I kind of have to fool around with it. So because this was grouped, triple click, make it a group. So nothing will stick to it. That's why I'm making it a group. Now I can move these two back into position. You and you, come with me, move, on the red axis, snap right to the right spot. Now what you can do is with this one, you can say the bottom of my canoe, I want it to look like this. And of course, it's going to be shorter. So option click for the center and scale to the center and say that's my new bottom edge. So think about how your canoe is set up. I've got a top edge, this big arc across the top. The bottom edge of your canoe, and you can, think about how this might work. And everybody's going to be different. But then once you got those two curves drawn, not you, just you and you, not you, you. And then I can move those back out of the way and set them up on the red axis, set them up for the next step, which is to draw an arc. Good grief. H for hand, and be able to move back like that. So then once you got those two drawn, I'm going to throw those two away and you can see what I've got here. I put another curve in between here. I may have even actually grouped these guys so that they wouldn't stick or hidden them. But you can start with your arc tool, draw an arc right there that follows the bow of your canoe. See how that follows the bow? It's basically on the green axis. The curve is on the green axis. Then I said, okay, cool. I'm going to draw that. Good grief. First day with the new hands. Sorry, people. I want to then take that arc and clone it. So I hit my F for offset, clone that, maybe an inch thick, maybe a little bit thicker. You can decide how you want to play with it. And then get your pencil tool and go back in and add, connect the outside line. So you end up with a shape. See how that's a shape? It's a closed path. And it follows the curve of the bow, and it's closed at both ends. And I still have these curves available to me. Now this is the crazy part. This is the completely crazy part. So cool. So then what I did was say, I'm going to take this is my path. This is my follow me tool. Right there, follow me. And this, my friends, is the shape that I want to do. And it will follow. I may have to go back and do that again. Grab this. Doink. There's my path. There's my follow me tool. And I think I just can't see this very well. There's my shape. There we go. So you can see what that does. It makes this big swooping, like a Richard Serra steel sculpture. It makes that big swoopy curve that follows along. Then what you can do, okay, we're so far, yeah, there's what your curve, that's what your curve looks like. Then clone your boat, this guy over here, drag it over here, and then clone your, I'm going to have to work on this a little bit. Clone your curve, the curve that you just made, and put the two next to each other. You will be able to see exactly how they line up because you stay on the red axis and because you can match those top curves. They are the dead same. And you can see there's the shape of the bottom of your boat. What I did, of course, was put one of these metal sculptures, move this one over, M for move. I put it there so it snaps right on the red axis, right in the right spot. And then once I got that happy, I duplicated it and did that same scale trick where you swoop it backwards and it clones itself. It goes inside out. So now I've got two of those guys in here, and then you probably know what's coming. You grab both of these pieces. You've got three things there, right? The boat and your two curves. And you control click intersect with selection, intersect faces with selection, and it does this. Now, I got to tell you, it's a mess. There's a lot of cleanup to do. Once you get done doing that, you will end up with a big, messy boat with lots of crap in it. But then, once you get done with that, I'm just going to grab that top surface and throw it away and say, there is my canoe. So, a really tricky process to get to the point where you can make that happen. But I think you'll agree, it's pretty cool. I would love to see what you do with this. This is not just for canoes, of course. You can make any complicated wacko thing using the techniques I'm teaching you in here. But go nuts, have some fun. I love to see what you've done with these techniques and make beautiful stuff. So long.